him very quickly, and this hero is such a nuisance, right? Because while he does die early on to something like a Queen of Pain in conjunction with a Snapfire, the second he gets a few more items up, it becomes a huge commitment to kill him, right? But this Bloodseeker pick has me very curious. On paper, it looks very good. So I'm curious to see what it will look like in practice.
Not going to see Chicken Fighters try and look for some early action here as they head up to the high ground. I was going to have to set up with the disruption. Shad is ready to poke back with the tether from LeBron. Symmetrical is more than happy to trade back a little bit at least. He is now going to have to start backing away as they're bursting him low here, but it's going to be into the breach that will find the first blood. Maybe Baranya as well. It will be two of them going down on Chicken Fighters. Maybe even more. They're going to try and chase down Aaron Peksu. They're desperately trying to cookie their way out of this, but Peksu, he's not going to get himself back to safety as this is going to be the game starting off with 3 kills there for Into the Breach. I mean, I guess it's always risky smoking and going up to high ground like that at level 1, but that was a costly move there from Chicken Fighters.
I mean, Jesus. That was a bloodbath from the very get-go. And honestly, when you think about Into the Breach, recently, just from the games that I've watched, this is peak them. They just like have this really insane style of Dota where they just relentlessly run at their enemies, and they have a tendency to throw a little bit.
We've seen sort of some games go all over the place with Into the Breach indeed. Let's see if they can give us some tight performances today. As the start's definitely very good. Already up to a 1K lead off the back of that bit of action there, 20 seconds in.
And the first blood actually did go on Ember, on Exantic, so he should have that bottle right about now. Actually, is sitting on 680 gold.
And of course, we saw Exantic, I believe, on the Ember the other day, coming in with some fantastic dancing around the team fight, so we can expect some pretty hot moves here from Exantic on his Ember.
But this is actually just such a beneficial bottle for him, because when you think about the Ember versus Queen matchup, he does take a lot of poke, he takes a lot of damage from her, and he needs to keep his resources up. So sometimes it feels like a struggle unless you're actually slight dodging the dagger to get to that bottle, but he's got it from the very get-go, should easily be able to sit on this lane and refresh his resources.
Yeah, we'll see how the CS goes so far. There's a bit of an edge for Baranya because he's still got that whole wave to clean up and advance. Bottom lane, we did see Chicken Fighters get themselves their first bit of action. Try to set up on something else there, but I believe it was sent out to the creep. The creep was killed, so no creep to eat the cookie.
And actually, because of that action on the bounty rune, they already have their magic wands finished in the bottom lane. One on Nyx and one on Bloodseeker. So it's just more resources being collected, right? It's a PA snap lane. They're going to have their one charges up all the time. So honestly, that was just such an advantageous start, purely for itemization purposes.
Absolutely, yeah. These little things early on really do make the difference as the lane goes on.
And as you can see, PA is going for the corrosion, so they are playing the snap PA lane to kill. They're not playing, oh, let's sit back and farm. They're going to be incredibly aggressive early on.
Sure.
So these heroes don't want that early one, right?
No, absolutely, because it, especially with the nature of the heroes as well, if they overcommit here, the PA jumps forward, a Blood Right is stunned, and suddenly the turnaround will be there from Into the Breach. So, yeah, not an easy lane to play aggressive into, but as you said, with the indication of the early build, they are going to try and brawl down here, Chicken Fighters. See if it's able to pay off for them.
Just a casual advantage. Casual walk away.
CS up on the top lane, 8 for 2.
Because that's the issue, right? Era had to start Disruption level 1, and yeah, it can be good sometimes if there's a good disrupt target that you can just use to harass with, but when you're thinking about level 1 illusions of IO or Razor, they really don't do that much. So not having poison early on is going to, it's not going to give them the edge that they need on this early levels.
Now we see the Akron Peksu trying to hit back there into the breach after Into the Breach made a bit of a go for securing the wave of creeps. Starting to see the mid lane continue to favour that of Baranya. 17-7 still having that edge on the deny, so should expect being able to hit the 6 a little sooner and maybe being able to make moves before Exantic's able to react with his own global presence.
You know, I'm actually quite curious about this Nyx. I feel like this hero fell out of favor kind of suddenly when he was first banned material maybe 6 or 5 months ago. And one of the heroes who's picked regularly against is actually Snapfire, because you can just press Carapace and you stop the Mortimer's Kisses without having to commit your heroes on the backline.
I'm going to see. I'm going to try and go in onto Tanner here. Taking the armor down with a little shredder. Bloodbright silence will stop anything coming out for now from Aqua. Oh, gets the dagger out, but the salve actually from Tanner will keep him alive. And now Symmetrical's going to try for the turnaround here, chasing down Aqua. Another Bloodbright's anything for Aqua to jump to. There is the creep waves in range. He's able to jump back to safety. As Aqua will be fine, obviously using a lot of resources there, and not quite getting Tanner. Yeah, Tanner living there with the sort of the millisecond of salving.
Oh yeah, and that Impale cooldown came off just at the right moment, because TA could have gone in for that dagger right click. And also just Blink coming down off cooldown when needed. That exchange was a matter of milliseconds.
Very close between the two down here.
If you look at PA though, she's playing without mana, so she won't be able to dagger farm. Thankfully this wave is under her tower, but she could get poked at a little bit here. But not being able to dagger farm just makes it a little bit harder, right? But if you look at Bloodseeker, who's also out of mana, he does have a 20 wand waiting for him.
Oh, yeah, that's you got to keep an eye on that if you're chicken fighters. You don't want to be jumping into that one.
And it looks like in the top lane, LeBron is just going for these IO stacks. We're probably going to see a lot of that, looking to clear them early on with maybe Ember or even Razor.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's typical IO gameplay, right? You pull a wave, then you go stack some camps and walk back to lane over and over again.
So down bottom. Looking towards Aqua. We're actually going to have the cookie from Pexu. Still hard to fight back. And the Bloodbright's there. Now that it's gone, does Aqua want to try and commit? No, he's still very much respecting that 21 charge Bloodseeker.
Yeah, and that's another salve on PA by Pexu. So it's a lot of net worth kind of gone already. It's always unfortunate when you're a position 5 hero like Snap, who does like to have early boots just so you can make a little bit of rotations, because the kill potential is there, to have to spend so much on resources.
This time around they might get Tanner. He did miss the Impale, and it'll cost him his life. Aqua and Pexu able to run him down. Seen a couple of times now. A little bit off with the combo there of the Impale into the Bloodbright. Missed it a few times. Back over towards the mid error. It's going to show his face, but Xantic and LeBron will be quick to do something about it. Branya, maybe seeing if he can get LeBron in return, but he's not going to try and chase for it. LeBron's able to step back.
Yeah, thanks to that haste rune. Era had gone to help Branya secure the power rune, but LeBron was there waiting, got the haste rune, and they got a nice kill out of it.
I want to see Jibbe farming pretty deep here. Into the breach, he's going to have something to say about it. Tanner's there with the setup, and Shad, he's going to be able to offer up the damage. Jibbe punished for trying to cut the creep wave by the tier 2.
Dead.
Now that jungle looks so stacked up right now. Feels good. It's only 6 minutes in too.
Some juicy creeps there, courtesy of LeBron.
Radiant structures.
Back down bottom. Things are going to get a little more spooky for Aqua once that 6 is hit on Symmetrical. Same for Pexu. There's going to be a lot of potential here for the Bloodseeker. With Desire backing him up, so Aqua and Pex have still got to be very cautious underneath their tower. Or at least rely on maybe the rotation from Branya. A good move from the Quap here could shift things back in Chicken Fight's favoured bottom.
Oh, so they scouts out the stacks here.
So what they can do about him here, of course, he's still yet to hit the 6. So no Stampede to get him out of there, and yeah, there's no escape at all. Xantic swings over, and again, Jibbe getting shut down on this top half of the map. It's a slow start for the Centaur this game. He's not going to have an easy one getting in on this one.
Yeah, I understand the need to walk into the jungle just in case Razor was farming the stacks and see if you could get anything out of it, but into the breach we're just ready there, the Xantic too. Just ready to sit and contest it, if need be. So it should be a really nice net worth lead here for ITV after these. Also, just wanted to comment that Bloodseeker and Ember both flew out phase boots as their first item, so we can expect to see a lot of brawling going on with the extra armor, extra damage, right? And that's typically how these IO combos work, or IO gameplays are centered around. He likes to play with heroes who can fight early. Yeah. I expect the rotation to this bottom lane really soon from Ember.
Looks like that's exactly what's on Xantic's mind as he starts to head down.
Oh, he's got a double damage too.
Oh, this is quite the gank to make it. Already leading in with the rupture onto Pexu, who's going to go for the TP out. Actually going to make it away. Didn't have Xantic quite in on top of him in time.
I don't think he had mana to Sleight of Fist after he runs it in.
Yeah, I guess so, right? Because
Yeah.
he did have the slight available. It did seem there was even some hesitation, and yeah, probably was due to lack of mana.
And just bottles up. Unfortunate. But good TP out by Pexu.
Yeah, making sure they don't have any unnecessary deaths around that tower as well.
But they got this tower very early on, right? Chicken Fighters had no means to contest it. Honestly, none of their heroes excel at defending towers at this point of the game, unless it's going to be a mass commitment of bringing a lot of heroes down. So that is something that is potentially very scary for Chicken Fighters at the moment. And now they just have this bottom lane opened up entirely. They can ward up, take the jungle, take as many fights as they want to.
I think a lot's going to be on Branya here to use his power to turn around some of these moves that Into the Breach is getting away from. Getting away with here. 6-2, 1k lead. Symmetrical still really keeping Aqua on his toes here, as Aqua's now going to start playing elsewhere on the map. Bottom area is no longer safe.
I do feel like Aqua's going to be forced to play in the triangle now. The bottom area is just far too open and far too easy to just contest with the Ember and Io.
We're going to see here, Pexu. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. Another kill for Xantic. It's starting to rack up here, 4-0-1. That's the solid start that we have seen before from Xantic on his Ember.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And it looks like they're just going to make a push for this mid tower. And like we said before, these are really hard to defend if you don't bring your entire team, basically. Sans the PA.
We're going to see Tana. Oh, again off the mark with these impales. Tana, he's missed a few this game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Lost opportunities there, as there won't be a kill to be had. And the Breach, they've got to back off a little bit. Tana is falling very low. He's going to have the heals coming in from LeBron.
That looked so juicy to commit on that next there, but knowledgeably they didn't, right? The IO was behind him, ready to heal him up. Would have been an easy turn. And I think it was Waga who called that actually. Bloodseeker does seem to be going for Atos, so we can expect the Gleipnir build.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's going to be solid this game. Yeah, playing against a couple of blinking heroes, a
sure.
Stampede. It's going to be very nice to hold the opponents in position for the setup that they have.
They're going to make a play for Arrow down bottom.
He's looking pretty dead. We'll see if they send anything in to try and help out, but I don't think so. They'll just leave Arrow to go down here.
Trying right now, and I'm like,
Dude, I love that EG voice line. It's so good.
It's so the microphone is so perfectly scuffed. It's it makes it.
It's like everything that you hear in your pubs too, like, or you know that moment where somebody dies.
I don't know if I'm hearing Arteezy on my team in pubs.
Well, there are a lot of
I'm not that good, Effie.
There are a lot of Arteezy attempters, right? People who talk like him. But you know when somebody dies and just types dash ping in your game? That doesn't happen to you. Like your mid laner will feed and type dash ping. Like,
No, I type dash ping. Look at me, that's me.
And I just woke up.
I seem to have terrible internet every time that I die. I
course.
really should get on the phone to my ISP.
It's never our fault.
No.
Oh dear.
Oh, I see Shad. No surprises with the build. Falcon Blade into BKB. Do you like what the panel was talking about, like the early refresher on the Razor? Do you like that build?
For sure. I mean, not early enough, right? But after the BKB,
After
you could
yeah.
go for it, but you could also just go for anything else, really, so long as you're playing on the power spikes that Razor has. And when I was looking at this draft, I was curious to see how they would approach these fights, but their lane dominance is good enough to allow them to play without any solid stuns right now.
Well, that's a tower. Well, they can go for the deny if they want to, but looks like they're going to try and hold on for now and try and bait a fight out of Into the Breach. See who's able to start it off here. Tower still goes down. They didn't go for the deny, so Shad's able to take the last hit on it.
That's why Io is such a pest in situations like this, because even if you want to defend a tower or go for a quick kill, Io is going to make it, so if you're not committing on him, you're not going to be able to kill anybody else. And if you commit to Io at the stage of the game where you don't necessarily have the damage, because Nyx can cancel the Mortimers, and Queen of Pain is pretty much your only kind of burst, it's a very high chance that you're going to lose a core hero just committing on this IO.
Yeah, and you really feel that is how they seem it to be. Branya got eyes on him. Gonna push him back with the Sonic Wave. That'll be enough, or will it, Zantic? Pokes for the steering chains, but Stampede's going to be popped by Jibe to try and get fighters in position to fight this. Branya goes in onto LeBron, will take him down. He's pretty low though. Rupture out onto the Queen of Pain. Branya in potential trouble here. Another sleight of fist from Zantic finishes off the job. They've got the plasma field out onto Era and Jibe. Era will buy some safety here inside the disruption, but he'll still go down as another sleight of fist is ready from Zantic. Symmetrical's charging down Jibe underneath the tier 2 tower now, but it's a little too deep. TPs start to come in, into the breach will hold back. They lose an IO, but a costly fight again for Chicken Fighters, losing Piranha, who's just not quite finding the momentum that maybe he wants to when he's playing this quad mid. It's a bit of a slow start.
Yeah, their burst damage is actually quite lacking at the moment. They're very heavily dependent on this Sonic Wave and this Mortimer's Kisses, and it took everything to kill the IO there. And initially it looked like, okay, Quap was going to get away, right? There was that nice Sonic Wave into the relocate, and the Blink was back on off cooldown after 2 seconds, but the rest of the team of Into the Breach were very easily able to chase with the Rupture, with the combination of Ember and Nyx. It's difficult for Chicken Fighters to take these fights, honestly.
Even more so now with the Atos done on Symmetrical. Further ways for Into the Breach to set up and catch out Chicken Fighters if they go a little too aggressive. See Tanner eyes on Jibe. No Stampede for 10 seconds. It looks like they're not going to bring the others over. Still respecting that Jibe with the Hood and the Vanguard is quite the tanky brute.
And looking at how this game played out, I think that bounty rune exchange was probably the best case scenario Into the Breach could have asked for. Because for them to play on a draft with no stuns, they just need that early momentum, right? And just having those little bit of extra resources early on versus heroes like Queen of Pain, those wands versus heroes like Snap and PA made it that much simpler for them to come out of the lane with an advantage.
Of course, yeah, during all this time, Aqua slowly climbing his way back into the game, working towards the Battle Fury.
Yeah, he is going for Battle Fury though, so he's not going to be effective for a while. Going for this Battle Fury is a bit of a risk, even though yes, he does need that inherent farming capability. He puts this team in a position where they could just get run over by this IO lineup.
See, over in the river, more glory here for Zantic. Another kill added to his tally as the mid-ember, as he continues to have a rather explosive game. 7-0-1, going for the BKB after the Maelstrom, making sure that he can fully commit without any concern of what Chicken Fighters are going to be able to fire back at him. As of course there's not going to be any sort of significant physical damage coming out until the later stages with this PA. Up until then it's pretty much all magical.
Razor's finished up his BKB too and is working on an AC, so they have these early BKBs. They're ready to just play the snowball game here.
And it's working. They're getting pick-off after pick-off. 12-3. Building this lead up. It's starting to become quite a chaotic game, and a game that's not going to be easy for Aqua to carry. The difficulty is certainly rising here for Aqua and his PA. He needs time, and it's just a question of whether Into the Breach are going to give that opportunity for Chicken Fighters to push the game to that later point that Aqua wants to play for.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, right? We can be critical of this Battle Fury because it's like, okay, they're getting 2 BKBs and they're going to be ready to fight you, but what can he go for? It's not like an early Deso will help. It's not like getting a BKB will help, because where's your damage? You do need to get this farming tool to enable you to like play further on into the game. Some people have made an argument for Maelstrom and PA, but I definitely do think Battle Fury is better.
Yeah,
it's going to be so hard here.
Well, I'm going to get the catch on him bottom. Still got to blink up, so Aqua, he's going to be okay, unless Zantic is he able to catch him off on the escape here. He's running him down. He knows where he is. They've found him. Into the Breach, relentless with their chasing here and making sure that Aqua's game continues to stay at a slow start.
And that's the thing about Thirst Vision. Even if PA is blurred running away, you're not going to get away from this Bloodseeker. He sees you. So this Bloodseeker pick was a really, really effective last pick, actually.
It's been working out.
It has.
Quite nicely so far. It's top Tanner. It's got eyes on Branya. Yeah, they're going to bring him back up. Have they got enough lockdown, though? No. Oh, no, not quite. A little ambitious there from Into the Breach, but at least forcing Branya out of their jungle.
Yeah, I feel like the only way to make that kind of play on Queen of It is if the relocate comes first. Like, you catch her blinking into a camp, then you reload and do the impale, but it's hard. for sure.
You see them coming with the TPs, trying to turn action around here, but Branya, well, he's going to be cookied out of the blood right just in time, but he's having to stand his ground here with the rupture in place. Symmetrical wants to get back in, but pushed back by the Sonic Wave, and Zanti gets first. Jibe, he's got his eyes over towards Symmetrical now as LeBron's trying to get him out of here with the heals. Symmetrical looking to stand his ground, but he cannot do so. Chicken Fighters hitting back hard here, getting 2 core kills. See what more they can find. Pexu looks to be in trouble as Shad and Tanner have turned up. They'll keep the trade even, 2 for 2.
Yep, 2 for 2, but look who they traded out, right? They traded out both of their supports for the Ember, who was snowballing, gave away 600 gold, and the offlane Bloodseeker. So that was actually an excellent exchange for Chicken Fighters. Queen of Pain managed to survive the rupture. Team got some kills out of it, and more importantly, that's space for Aqua to finish his Battle Fury and just have that time that he needs.
Yeah, and as we're seeing, it's you know, there's this sort of build nowadays that's very popular on the co-op just for this early tank up. You know, 2k HP at this stage, it's going to do you wonders with that Kaya Sanj treads on strength. When a Bloodseeker's trying to go on you. You know, we saw Ruptured and was still able to easily step outside of the Blood Right and have plenty of HP left to work with.
And I'd say that's just, look at this build, right? He's got 2 Null Talismans, a Wand, Strength Treads, and a Kaya Sanji. This is a very tanky Queen of Pain.
Yeah, just, 20 minutes in. It's not an easy kill, even if Branya does blink in aggressively.
The one good thing that ITB had going for them there was that Shad did not have to commit his BKB, so he still has that 9-second BKB up, ready for the next exchange.
This time round, they should be able to finish off the tier 2 tower down bottom into the breach. See over towards the mid. This time round, again for the co-op, it's not enough HP to work with that there. Caught on their own, 3 heroes jumping in onto Branya. As Tanner, Symmetrical, and Xantic are able to claim the kill. Tanner getting close to his Blink Dagger. BKB pretty much done on Xantic. He'll have it for the next move.
Tanner has been very effective on his next, scouting out these pickoffs and kills. Every time we've seen him, he's just been vendetted somewhere, finding a target, turning it into an easy kill. So hats off to him for that.
See what the aim is next. Still a tier 1 to be taken on the top lane. Into the breach.
I think Ember is flying out his BKB, so they're going to have 2 BKBs ready, one on Ember, one on Razor, and they should be able to just choose an objective and play for it here. It looks like they're going to make a play looking for the PA, but Aqua dodges it.
Yeah, good senses here from Chicken Fighters. They know this sort of move's coming in, and they will not get caught off guard by it.
Look at bottom, you have Shad and LeBron sitting down here ready to defend that outpost that they captured. They did show the Ember TPing top, so maybe it'll make Chicken Fighters feel brave enough to go for these kills.
I see Baranya try and charge into the fight, but he's quickly got to blink out. The BKB comes out from Shad as he holds his ground against Jibe. Jibe melts pretty quickly there despite the defensive items that he has. Now over towards Pexu, they'll catch another. Xantic, he's got the chain set up onto Branya, blinks back up in time, but he's being ruptured. He's got to hold his ground. We'll push back at Xantic with the Sonic Wave, but it isn't enough to keep him off him. There's 3 heroes down on Chicken Fighters into the breach. They have these items now, and they just are ready to roll. Every time Chicken Fighters sort of consider the option of taking a team fight, it's getting harder and harder. This sort of 22-minute timing into the breach is just much more at a peak of their power compared to what Chicken Fighters can offer.
Yeah, I mean, Chicken Fighters have to go for plays like this where they think they have an opportunity. They did see the Ember Spirit TPing top, and they thought to themselves, okay, maybe we can recapture our jungle, take the outpost back. But Razor and I were just sitting on that high ground waiting for it. Right? They had the Blink on Suntour ready, they had the Mortimers ready, they thought that maybe it could turn out well, but it was just a matter of seconds for all of ITB to reach that area and win that fight.
I love the build as well from Aqua that he's got queued up. Ags into Rapier. That's I hope he gets there. I really do. I want to see it. It's going to take him a little bit of time. But you know, all things considered, and with the 19 kills that Into the Breach are getting, Aqua is doing a good job of keeping himself away from the action. You know, he's only died the once this game.
Yeah, I'm curious about this Ags. Well, I am a proponent for Ags on PA. I don't necessarily feel like they've solved the damage issues coming out, right?
Yeah,
like
that's what the Rapier does, though. You know, it's only like a couple, a few thousand more gold on top of the Ags.
It'll be a while.
It will get there. I hope so, at least. We'd like to see some Rapier action here to start off the day.
Oh, Tanner's got his Blink Dagger ready too, I just noticed. Should be easier impales coming out of him. Meanwhile, in bot lane, just a nice little split push going on with IO and Razor.
Yeah, they're able to play both halves of the map quite nicely here into the breach, continuing to just limit the areas that Aqua can struggle for farming. Ags, it's going to be out, ready for symmetrical next fight.
That's a pretty big item timing that they're going to hit. They're going to have a Rupture for PA and a Rupture for Queen of Pain ready.
So the plan is for Chicken Fighters. They want to try and catch into the breach split up. See if they can smoke up, find pretty much the IO and +1, so they're not going to be fighting into a situation where the IO and +1 are going to be brought over into the action. That would be the perfect thing for Chicken Fighters.
They're going to be smoking into the Razor Ags, that, not the Razor Ags, sorry, the Bloodseeker Ags that they don't know he has.
It's not going to be easy if they do find someone, especially now with Into the Breach themselves actually sticking together as 5.
My favorite, we had the nice little smoke into opposite directions from both teams. Both teams looking for each other, now finding each other. Little hide and seek going on.
We've got about 1,500 gold left until that Ags is done on Aqua.
And Into the Breach are so strong right now. They've finished so many key items. They finished that BKB on Ember. They've got the AC on Razor. They've got the Ags on Bloodseeker.
And he's already, by the looks of it, well on his way towards the refresher as well, Shad.
It's pretty scary with this AC too, actually, because PA is not going for a damage item right now either. They could be tanky enough with the combination of this AC and this IO to survive any kind of initial burst coming up.
Oh, Aqua. He's gonna TP. Okay, he holds back on that one. TPing into that Razor, probably a little too ballsy. Doesn't go for it. Lincoln's done on Branya, so at least some sort of protection against the potential rupture. Top lane, they have caught out Aqua. Blink to the side won't save him. And Shad has the reach to cut him down. Now this top tier 1 tower into the breach will be able to push on. Okay, LeBron opting to bring Shad back down bottom as Branya was starting to put some pressure on the tier 1 himself. We're going to see Branya try and stand his ground and fight against this. He's able to get the blink off to the side, but Chicken Fighters, they have to continue running. Era trying to hold back Shad with the Demonic Purge. The Scream shoots, but Tanner's in with the Spike Carapace. The Blood Right comes out. There's no hope for Branya as Branya gets taken down. Jibe will also fall. It continues to just be a little too difficult for Chicken Fighters to fight into the breach right now as they continue into the breach to have a very solid hold of this mid-game. 23-6, a comfortable 9k lead, especially with Aqua off the map. The dreams of the Ags and the Rapier start to drift further and further away from us.
Honestly, that might not be the build, OD. Like, I don't think that this Ags is going to make a huge impact in these fights. I might be wrong, but how are you going to burst through this AC? They had difficulty killing Razor there, even though they pressed almost everything on him.
Yeah, Shad's... I mean, it seems pretty unkillable at this stage.
That was a massacre for sure. Kills happening on every side of the map. There's that PA kill in the triangle, then those 2 kills right here that we're watching, and then that Snapfire kill on the side. Advantic wasn't even there for this fight and they won it.
Yeah, that's the terrifying thing really for Chicken Fighters. That they are indeed losing these trades, even when they have the numbers right now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And because of this Ags and Bloodseeker too, you're always going to have at least 1 Rupture ready unless you've committed to this full 5-on-5 or you've cast both. But he's already got 2 Ruptures waiting. They can just choose to go wherever and take this fight with ease.
We're going to see top Tanner. He's on the hunt and he's found Aqua hiding in the trees. Backup's coming in. They'll try and cook him off to the side, but Aqua will get burst by the Blood Right. A good hunt there from Tanner. Finds a very, very big kill, as Aqua really is the only hope of Chicken Fighters farming their way to some sort of comeback. Branya also found in the trees here. There's no hiding for Chicken Fighters as Into the Breach will always find you in again. Jibe, is there going to be anything to catch the TP? There is. Slight chains, perfectly landed by Zantic, as they get every single one of them that tries to hide. As Into the Breach, just relentless, and again, just the power of the Bloodseekers you mentioned earlier, it just fits and does so much with the way that Into the Breach's lineup wants to play, just giving them that chance to find every single target that tries to hide.
And here's the thing, when you play against a Bloodseeker, you're usually discouraged from building a BKB because you feel like, I'm going to get ruptured anyway. But honestly, not having the BKBs on any of the cores on the side of Chicken Fighters is making it so that if they get caught, they're dead. They get impaled, then they get chained, then they get silenced by Bloodseeker. Like, even if you do get ruptured and you have to itemize for that, like Borania did make the Lincolns, what do you do if you got caught out by a stun? You're just going to get chain stunned to death.
Roshan, of course, not something that Chicken Fighters can have any sort of say in. So this will be all Into the Breaches. Ready to push for the Aegis, the Refresher on Shad. I mean, they can continue to get more powerful, but at the moment, the sort of relative difference in power between the two teams seems pretty huge here. As Into the Breach, it's very easy to see that they absolutely have the tools to shut this game down off the back of a good push now.
This Razor is so rich right now. With the way the game is going, unless there's some kind of high ground throw, I don't see this PA becoming effective within the next 5 minutes of the game.
He's only got the Ags done, but as you say, the Rapier is a crucial part of this. As Ags itself not really going to do any much difference in the damage department. Jibe, it's out with the TP in time. Even with the Arcane, not quite having the cooldown to grab him with a second round of the chains.
And hopefully with the PA Ags, they can go for some kind of, blur, blink on IO, maybe blow him up with Mortimers, then get the kill, blur back out with these. I'm not sure, really.
Aqua, he's going to need some help, and he has got it, but Azantic is quick to catch them, jumps in with a slight change, commits with the BKB. Aqua will be glimmered off to safety. They'll settle for Peksu, and look for Jibe as well. The rupture's upon him. Jibe nowhere to run. Double kill for Azantic. The buyback will come out from Peksu, but the fight is already over.
All right, hear me out. So every game that I've watched ITV play, there has been a throw or a potential
There
throw.
has been. ITB have let some big leads slip away from them. I think this would probably be one of the bigger ones.
So could this be the defining throw moment? We will see.
We'll see. And if you got to remember this moment, because this moment right now, it looks as clear as day that this should be Into the Breach's game to take. 29-6, 16k lead.
But here's another benefit of this Ags on PA, is that you can actually just blur and farm around the map with a very low cooldown, right? And you can just try to hope to delay it even further. So maybe that's actually what he's going for, not itemizing it for the fights, but just so that he can farm around the map.
It does make it safe to try and find your way towards that Rapier, absolutely. I mean that.
And if we look at it from this perspective of what Aqua had in his mind when he built this Ags, it does kind of make sense that he felt even if he did build a damage item, he wouldn't be comfortable enough moving around this map trying to find any kind of gold.
Yeah, no, as I said, for sort of the situation he's been put in, I can appreciate the approach here from Aqua. He's trying to do some big brain stuff here to turn this game around, and that's exactly what's needed when you're as far as you are behind.
Yeah, well,
See them trying for a fight here. There's going to be casualties for sure. Peksu by some time with the glimmer, but Jibe's already gone down. Peksu will be found by Zantic. The rest of Chicken Fighters, they're up on the high ground. They want to go in on this. They see an aggressive relocate, taking Shad up to the high ground. And look over towards Zara, but Arrow's able to get up to the high ground himself and TP back to safety, so he'll live. Aggressive jump. Oh, actually might find Piranha. Piranha tries to step in, but gets completely destroyed there by Into the Breach. They do have some buybacks available, but they may just have to let at least this Rax go as Into the Breach. They'll finally be able to break the base. No creeps, though, and actually looks like they don't have the damage to fight through backdoor protection straight up.
the wave is coming back, though. That was an interesting smoke play that Chicken Fighters made. I believe there was a bit of miscommunication there with the Mortimers on Ember. I think that Peksu thought that Zibe would blink in and just get the initiation. And it could have worked out, but from where we're sitting, it just seemed like a very, very sloppy smoke play to me.
Oh, Shad continuing to get out these huge items. Full MKB on its way now. So even if Aqua does somehow manage to find a Rapier and turn up with it.
Oh boy, he's got the MKB on Razor now too.
It's just going to tear him apart.
Yeah, how do you fight into this right now? It feels nigh impossible, honestly. And he's still got the Aegis ready. He's still got the BKB ready. The Refresher gonna be off cooldown in 60 more seconds. They could choose to wait it out or just keep going.
Still a good 3,000 gold or so for Aqua to get to that Rapier.
All right, they're gonna play a little safer. Just go for that, you know, final tier 2. The Aegis will be done by the time they reach high ground again, but it's fine because Refresher will be up. You'll have 2 BKBs on Razor.
Oh, I got DD Rune as well. Ready for the next bit of action. And Xantic
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
close behind that of the farm of Shad. They'll be ready to gear themselves up to push on for that final set of racks, and
Radiant's
Chicken
top
Fighters, they'll
tower
have to show up with something. So they're actually backing off. Maybe see if they can catch Aqua. Yeah, Tanner's on the hunt.
They do have reload ready here if Tanner does find him.
Ooh, that was... I mean, you don't get much closer than that there. Aqua with a good call to TP out behind the tree line.
Well read by Aqua. And that's the benefit of a PA blur, right? You can be alerted to when enemies are nearby. I think he TP'd out before Nyx was in range to break the blur, so that was just purely game sense. Oh, and there's a smoke here by ITV. It looks like this could be the deciding fight of the game about to happen. Smoke into smoke.
So he gets caught. They've hit the scan into the
P is
breach.
far
Know that they're up
away.
here.
P is far from this fight.
Probably just want to let one of your heroes die here. One goes down, you can recover, you can buy time. Keep the game going for Aqua. It's just Jibe. Everybody else back to safety. He's close. He's getting there. It's going to happen. I believe we are going to see this Rapier before the end of the game. Question is how much it's going to have of an impact.
Era does have a gem on him, and he's staying around Aqua, maybe thinking they could get a cheeky little kill on Nyx when he's looking for PA farming, but Aqua just goes completely opposite side. If Era gets out here, it could be fine. They're trying to be proactive on the map. They're trying to create opportunities for themselves. It just feels like they're so behind in terms of net worth and how their heroes can play into the Breach's draft that it's going to be so hard to create opportunities for themselves even.
We'll see. Quick global move to catch out Era. Or did they notice he had the gem? I don't think they did. I think that was one of the cases with the gem dropping. They didn't know he had it on him, so they won't look for it in the trees, and Chicken Fighters will be able to recover that. They've got the courier being sent out right now. You know, you've got to check those inventories.
Oh, he's almost at his rapier on Aqua.
He's going to get it. He's going to get it. I believe it's going to be there.
If he can finish this rapier before the last push, this could be the sign of life that they needed.
Oh, Jibe, he goes down. They've got buybacks to back things up, though, you know, if they're needed. They can continue to stall. Aqua, they are getting a little close to him. They're hunting him.
They found him here.
Might be time to bail out this top bit of the map. We'll see what Aqua's call is going to be. He's going to feel that he can stick around. No, okay, he's backing off. He's very close. Very, very close to this rapier. It's going to be hard to get it shipped out to him, though, with into the breach being in the triangle. I do hope that at least it's not going to be a case of a Demon Edge dying on a courier. That would be rather unfortunate. Let's just go Branya, taking their attention away from the shopping area.
Oh, he gets caught here.
It's all space create. Ooh, and he's going to get himself away.
Why did Tanner go for the Carapace instead of the Impel? He wanted to get that Vendetta damage and just press the Carapace, maybe hoping that Queen would scream before blinking away.
Ah, there it is. We've got the Rapier. We've got the... I mean, if Aqua can turn this one around, this will be... And the thing is, Aqua's definitely the player, you know, aka Charlie. I've seen him do it before. These sort of very difficult games where he keeps it cool, goes for the big brain item builds. He can win them. Now, this one's very hard. You know, this is maybe impossible, but we'll see. See if Aqua can make any magic happen this game.
And he did, right? Like, his Ags was essentially just a tool for him to be able to farm this rapier, to walk around the map, farm in dangerous places, and get out. We need some lucky crits on that IO. Maybe they could actually, like, win the high ground defense. If ITV see this rapier, though, I wouldn't be surprised if they just wait out Aegis before they push again.
Yeah, Aegis is coming up pretty shortly, so it could certainly be an option. Under a minute now.
God, Shad's finished his Satanic.
I mean, he's 6 life, right?
Rich.
Yeah,
he's so rich.
He's pretty much done here, nearly level 25 as well, Shad.
With Satanic, MKV, 2 BKBs and an IO behind him, this rapier PA can't trade with this Razor.
No,
it doesn't matter
not
at all.
Smoke up, and they are playing around Aqua.
Are scanning.
Oh, they're going to get the jump. Look at the start. See it sounding coming from the side. And yeah, Aqua's holding back. This is not a fight for him to take. He's just having to watch his teammates die around him. Aqua, does he want to get back in? He'll poke with the dagger. He's got to be so careful about how he chooses to fight. He's going to have one chance. If it goes wrong, the game will come to an end.
They're vying back here. They want to take this fight.
Aqua's gone in. He's gone in. He's looking for Symmetrical. He's able to get him. Symmetrical will go down. Aqua, yeah, that was it. He can't do anything more. Rape is on the deck. GG's called. It was a nice attempt.
It was a good try.
It was a good try. Nice try, but not nice enough at the end of it all. Into the breach. Had a pretty solid hold of this game, and we didn't see any of the back and forth that Into the Breach has struggled with in other games. This time round, solid hold. Shad